Figured I had to unmute myself one more time. Hey, Lavonte, congratulations. I don't know how uncertain this was for you, if this is something you knew was going to happen, but just what it means for you to be back and know you're back here for a 12th year.
Oh man, it means the world to me. Obviously, it's been constant communication, throughout the whole process with Jason and Mike, and with my team back and forth. And everybody know I want to, be a Buck throughout my whole career, and I wouldn't rather be no other place. And I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad we was able to get everything, tuned out, and I'm happy to be back, man. I feel like I still got some good football left to play in me, and hopefully I'm finish it out, as a Buck.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question will come from Evan Winter. Evan, I think you're still on mute. All right, we'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Lavonte, congratulations. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah. Just wanted to ask you about how the end of last season set with you. Obviously, I don't think anybody in the team's happy with an 8-9 record. I know you won the South, but the loss to the Cowboys, and just how much of a motivation was that for you to come back to Tampa to win another NFC South title and advance further than what you guys did last year?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the whole season, not just the end of the season. Everything was just so up and down. It wasn't consistent, and we were a better football team than what we displayed. So definitely that playoff loss, losing at home in a wild card game. We basically, probably played the worst game of the season. We was outmatched. We was, just didn't play the way we know how to play football. So, obviously that factors in. When you're a competitor, and a competitor like me, I feel like, the best place was to redeem myself was in Tampa, is to stay in Tampa, kind of finish what I started. I've been there my whole career. I wouldn't want to be nowhere else. I'm made basically like a family there. So I'm definitely excited to be back, and I'm ready to get back to playing football.
And one more question, if I could, kind of on that topic. You've known Todd Bowles for years, right? Since he was your defensive coordinator in 2019. What can you say about how he connected with the offensive players on the team that may not have known as much about him as you and the defensive guys did over the last couple of years, and how he did as a head coach in his first year, kind of coming in, late March 30th was when he was tabbed as Bruce Arians' replacement?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, man, it was a long road. Just guys on the offensive side didn't really know Coach Bowles, or didn't really have no communication with him. Past whatever years, but last year it just was like a stepping stone. Just getting to know him, getting to understand how he is, getting his philosophy, how he is as a head coach. And I think guys, I feel like a lot of guys, bought into what he's about and what he likes to do. And from just being around the locker room, everybody loves him and respects him, especially on the offensive side. Obviously when he did get the head coaching job, guys reach out and say you guys been bold this whole time. We don't know how he is, or whatever. But obviously, it's been a good relationship with a lot of the guys. So a lot of guys have a ton of respect for Coach Bowles.
Thanks, Lavonte.
Yep.
Jenna Lane.
Hi, Lavonte. It's so good to see you. Glad to have you back.
Thank you.
I know that there's been a lot of changes this offseason. A lot of that's come on the offensive side of the ball, but just from your vantage point, I know you still watch that stuff, pay close attention. Just your thoughts on some of those changes.
I'm confident in what we got. You got the majority of our locker room still there, still intact. We lost some key pieces, obviously, but majority of our locker room still intact, and that's something that I really like. Obviously we added a quarterback, and then I added another guy on the defensive line, and we lost some guy on the defensive line and added Jamel Dean back. So that was a big thing for us. I feel like for the organization, but I feel like we still are going to be a confident group. We won the division, back-to-back years, and now we're trying to seek for another third year. I'm sure everybody, feel like they could take the division, but I feel like we got the guys in the locker room with the people we added, have that competitive fire to be able to, you know, get us to where we need to be.
One of the big stories this offseason has been, of course, losing Tom Brady, but you also lose guys like Cam Brate, Leonard Fournette, Donovan Smith. Those are guys that have been with the team for a long time. Leonard Fournette and Tom, not as long, but just as a leader on this team, how can you guys continue to have that winning culture that you've had over the last few years?
With the guys who've been around, who've been in it, knows what it takes. You know, we just need everybody, you know, to buy in and do what we're trying to do as a football team. And that's trying to win games and win the division first and foremost. And like I said, for the most part, we got a lot of those core guys that have been in the locker room and knows what it takes to get there. We know how to do it, and just all you gotta do is just pass it on to the guys who know in the building. But like you said, we did lose a lot of key people who's gonna have some people who filling in their roles, gonna have some big shoes to fill. But I feel like with the locker room we have, you know, everybody that fit in really well.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Stroud.
Hey, Lavonte, you know, you had a really productive year last year at an age when most players are done, right? So what did you do differently, if anything? And would you be back if you didn't know you could play at that level? It didn't drop off at all.
Yeah, just working hand in hand with the training staff, the coaching staff, you know, just, you know, managing, you know, my practice reps and, you know, just, and then outside of football, just taking care of my body, eating what I'm supposed to eat. And just trying to, you know, keep up, taking care of my body, getting the proper treatment when I need it, you know, just taking care, you know, minor maintenance things that probably may nag you, you know, throughout the year, but just taking care of that, staying on top of things. And that's basically what it is just getting to jump on things, whatever it may be. You feeling something here and there, just get to jump on it before it become a big problem. And I just think the main thing is just being, you know, transparent with everybody, you know, everybody just communicating with each other and, you know, making sure we're taking care of one another. And that's something that, you know, happened for me this year and kind of kept me fresh and helped me finish out the season, all 17 games.
I know your offense didn't score a lot of points, but defensively, I feel like you probably thought you could have been better. What are those things you guys need to get back to doing to take this defense back to its level?
Yeah, taking the ball away in third downs, you know, that's the main thing. You know, when you look back on the season, you kind of reflect, you know, you get a chance to, you get a lot of downtime, obviously, you get to look back and, you know, watch some film like I've been doing and just see what things that hurt us. And I would just say, you know, we haven't taken the ball away as much as we did, you know, in previous years. And we didn't get off the field on third down as much as we used to. So that's something that we have to get back to. But that at the end of the day, that's just something that we have to work on as a group. You know, that's a thing that we have to put more effort into it as far as, you know, no blown coverages and everybody, you know, just using the proper technique and understanding the situations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sean Berry.
Okay, there we go. Hey, sorry, Lavonte. You mentioned that you wanted to finish what you started and, you know, you wanted to finish off as a Buc. Just how important is that to you to finish your career here in Tampa Bay?
It was very important. You know, obviously it's been thrown out there that only 3 guys, you know, played 12 plus years in the organization. And, you know, I'm glad to be the 4th guy. And, you know, I know Rondé played 16 years, DB played 14, and I think Paul Gruber played 12, I want to say. So definitely be mentioned with those guys is obviously, you know, a great deal. And for me to be able to, you know, come to my 12th season with one organization is very, very rare, especially in this day and age when everybody, you know, jumping teams, you know, just looking out for themselves, I would say. But, you know, I feel like, you know, once you start somewhere and you want to build a legacy somewhere, you got a lot of good things going at one organization. Why would you want to leave? So, you know, thankfully, you know, we everybody, you know, on both sides, my side and Tampa Bay Buccaneers side, was able to work things out and get both sides comfortable and happy. And the main thing is, obviously, they didn't want me to go nowhere, and I didn't want to go nowhere. So that's the main thing. So definitely, you know, appreciate them for that, and I'm definitely happy to be back.
Scott Reynolds.
Lavonte, you've seen some young players in your time in Tampa Bay really develop and come into their own. Jamel Dean, one of the latest ones, Vita Vea, Carlton Davis before him. You got a couple young guys up front, and football's one in the trenches still. In Logan Hall and Joe Tryon Schwenka, you've been around JTS the last couple of years. Your first year was with Logan was last year, obviously. What have you seen from these young guys? And they're going to have to take a big step forward in their careers to really help you guys get to the next level. But what have you seen specifically from those two guys that has you encouraged they can do it?
Yeah, just knowing that, they putting the effort in to try to learn, they continue to learn defense at the same time, just being consistent on what they do. I feel like once you, just find a little niche that you're really good at and just be consistent at it and then just work on everything else, the game will all come to you. And with Joe Tryon, obviously, he was the backup behind JPP. And then, getting his full-time starting role last year, he showed some splashes, what was expected, but just the consistency part. And then Logan Hall, playing behind some veteran guys. So he was able to learn behind them for the most part. But now, it's his opportunity to step up and maybe play a key pivotal role for us on defense. And you all know how important our D-line is to us. So I'm sure he knows what's at stake, but it's just a consistency part, man. Once they take care of that, just be consistent throughout the football game, just make plays when they need to make plays. I think everything else will take care of itself.
Appreciate it, Lavonte. Thank you.
No problem.
We have time for a few more. We'll go to Evan Klosky.
Hey, Lavonte, a couple of quick questions. First off, I would imagine that this offseason was maybe the closest you became to maybe leaving the organization. I'm wondering what you learned throughout the process and talking with other teams and then eventually making the decision that you made.
The thing that I did learn, just being patient. Free agency is a long process. Just be patient. Don't get riled up about anything. A lot of people kind of get riled up with the numbers and stuff like that. So, it just take patience, and then it's just a negotiation process. Whatever size feel comfortable. And then once you make that decision, it goes from there. But me, being in the league 11 years or whatever, I just felt like I could be patient. Just I didn't have to rush nothing. And in the back of my mind, I knew the Bucs wanted me back, and I knew I wanted to go back to the Bucs. So I knew eventually it'll all work out. And then just hearing from other teams and stuff like that, just hearing what they thinking. Just kind of getting the mindset of how other people think. Throughout the free agency, and just learning the whole process. And that's kind of what I took from it.
And then also, what is it like to get back together with Devin and continue to build on that relationship and that amazing linebacker duo that you've developed here for the past handful of years?
Yeah, it's key. It's key, obviously. And I always say, I feel like me and Devin, we the people who gets the team going. I feel like everybody feeds off of us. So, obviously me being back, playing beside him, we could continue to, do what we do and then improve on from what our performance was last year. So, it's definitely a great opportunity to continue to thrive and be great with him. And also, for me to just watch him continue to grow and be a great leader and be a great football player.
We'll go to Jason Allen. If any media have questions, please raise your hand.
Hey, Lavonte, congratulations on signing back with the Bucs. I just want to ask you, Todd Bowles mentioned that, coming into this year, it's going to be a new culture, a new camaraderie. Did you sense at any time during the season last year that the culture and camaraderie was off? And what do you expect the new culture, the new camaraderie to be? Have you had any conversations with him about what he's expecting?
I haven't had no conversations with him, but, just throughout the season, when things just not going your way, a lot of mumblings go on and stuff like that. And, it's just something that, we kind of like hold ourselves to a higher standard. And then throughout the season, it wasn't going our way. So obviously, chatter happens. But, us, obviously, Coach Bowles and team meetings, just kept it straightforward and, kept everybody, motivated and everybody, on tackling what the task at hand, because obviously during the time we still had a chance to win the division or whatever. But, I just feel like, he didn't have this chance to put his whole stamp on, what happened last year. But, this year he get a fresh start. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to it as well.